Good morning, Kings fans. This is not a mistake. I am coming to you live Super Bowl Sunday. Hope you're having a great morning, getting ready for the big game. Guess what? We're going to cut into the 4 hours of gratuitous Super Bowl coverage for little Kings basketball. Kings and the Thunder today from Oklahoma City, a showdown of two of the best point guards in the NBA. We break it all down on the other side. This is the Kings pregame show on If You Don't Like That.
3, 2, 1, go.
Sacramento miscue. Carter, stolen by Williams. And look at this. Oh, you don't like that. You don't like NBA basketball. Fox, goodbye. Oh, if you don't like that, you don't like NBA basketball. The exclamation point from De'Aaron Fox. Oh, if you don't like that, you don't like NBA basketball.
Boy, that's an ESPN highlight right there. Whoa. Carlson comes in. How about this? Holy moly, Jim Bob Bowley. That was a major league smudge.
Welcome back to the Kings pregame show. I'm Ryan in Sacktown. Here's to tell the tape. The 4th and 5th seeds, respectively, in the Western Conference showdown today. Kings, Thunder. The Kings lately have had the Thunder's number. The Thunder, 3.5-point favorites today. The Thunder played last night. They were blown out by Dallas. Blown out. So one thing that we need to think about, I know the Kings have been catching teams, good teams, on the second night of back-to-backs, but the Thunder starters all played under 30 minutes last night. So these guys should be fresh and ready to go. Quick turnaround. There's no doubt about that for the Thunder. But hey, we look at the statistics. I'm going to point out one statistic here. The Kings have to take care of the basketball today. The Thunder are the number 1 team in the NBA at turning teams over. So loving the leather will be at a premium. If the Kings are able to do that today, I think they will be in very good shape as we bring you back in. Happy to have you here. As I said, want to get you involved in the show. Get your comments in there, and you can also join the show if you would like to as well. You can scan the QR code that is right above my shoulder there, or you can go to the top of the chat, hit the link in there. That'll bring you up as well. You don't have to be on camera, but how you feeling about today, Kings fans? We talked about the turnovers. That's one big thing. Here's the other thing. The Kings have to be able to defend without fouling today. The Thunder are the best team in the NBA at shooting free throws. SGA is just amazing at getting to the line. He's a tough guard for anybody. Any King defender today is going to have a tough time with him, to be expected. But this is one of those games where you can't let somebody else kill you. And too many times we see that where somebody that you've never heard of before, as recently as the Pistons game, you've got guys that have played mostly in the G League. They're making names for themselves against the Kings. So the Kings can't let Chet Holmgren have a big game. Josh Giddey, Lou Dort, those guys. Everybody on this Thunder team plays a perfect role. So they are. And again, I said on the King's Court, my new podcast, which you should check out, short form podcast, only about under 5 minutes every single day, get you everything you need to know about the Kings. But anyways, on that, I pointed out a couple of things about this matchup that the Kings really need to be cognizant of, very cognizant of, because this Thunder team, they're building the right way. They do the right things. They play the way that, upper echelon teams in the Western Conference play. Enough from me. You guys know about the Thunder. You know what they do. Let's get to some of your comments. Spencer, it's time for the Kings and 49ers to win today. Yeah, I'm good with it. Hey, if you guys want to take the show, we can do a hybrid show. If you want to throw some football stuff in, we can have fun with it. I'm not going to ask you any of the cheesy radio questions like if the hey Roseville, I want to hear from you. If the Kings had to field a football team, what positions would their starters play? We're not going to do that, but we are going to talk about Kings basketball. And as I said, again, going back to the podcast, this starts a 3-game road trip for the Kings where they're playing the class of the NBA. You get Phoenix after this, and then you've got Denver on their home floor. So we will see what happens. Let's see. Waggus, what's up, man? It has been a while. I hope you're doing good. Who has an NBA Kings on Super Bowl Sunday where the Niners are played? Yeah, I hear you, brother. Good to see you. C-Dog, yes, they did. We talked about that at the top. 146, 111, actually. SGA still extremely productive in a blowout, 9 of 16. He had 25 points in 29 minutes. So, again, tells you what he can do. But I go back to where I led the show with. You have to love the leather today. You cannot have a game where the Kings are turning the basketball over. This stretch, whatever you want to call it, where the Kings have won 7 of 10 games that they're currently on, they have not particularly taken care of the ball well at times. And a lot of their turnovers, the Pistons, I think, had like 11 steals. Those are turnovers that are self-inflicted. The Kings are not being pressured into those, but you roll into OKC today. They are the best at turning teams over, 15.7 per game. So can the Kings limit turnovers under heavy pressure, which they are going to face today? And then also free throws. You cannot let OKC get to the free throw line today. They are the best in the NBA. They have the highest free throw percentage, and you will be shocked how quickly SGA could get any one of your Sacramento guards and small forwards into foul trouble. It goes really quick. They are trending, and the Thunder are not trending down. Yes, they're going through a difficult stretch right now. They're still 35-17. They're not trending down. The Thunder are going to be just fine. And don't forget, the Thunder just acquired Gordon Hayward. He will not be playing today. As for the Kings, we did not touch on this. Sasha Vezenkov, he is not in the lineup. And in fact, he is going to be out a couple weeks. So him and Chris Duarte, both out a couple weeks. So that means some other guys are going to have to step up for your Kings. Appreciate it, MC. You're the man. And everybody, I am so sorry. Had some mic troubles over the past couple shows, some IT issues. Seems like everything's cleared up. You guys hear me nice and clear, not cracking too much. Very good. All right. Okay, MC's going there. Sabonis tight end. Yeah. Monk and Keegan wide receiver. See, I kind of feel like Keegan's a tight end. Keegan, to me, tight end. Sabonis, he's your fullback. Sabonis is your fullback. Keegan's your tight end. Fox, yeah. HB is QB. I like that. That's a good one. That is a good one right there. Super Bowl prediction, C-Dog. All right, you guys can get your predictions in. As you guys know, I am a Seahawks fan, but look, this is going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a fun game. I think the NFL knocked it out of the park having the Super Bowl in Vegas this year. But this game is going to come down to whoever can make more of those plays. And those plays are the ones I'm talking about, the improvised plays. Patrick Mahomes flipping the ball, Brock Purdy with his Tom Brady 40 style, taking off from the pocket, like those types of plays. So I really think it's a coin flip. I'm going to have to go Kansas City because I cannot bet against Patrick Mahomes. He's just that special. Kings fans, he's like Steph Curry, right? What do we hear from Grant? The Warriors have Steph Curry and the Kings do not. Yeah, well, that's Patrick Mahomes. So I'm going Chiefs, but if the Niners win, I will be happy for my friends that are Niner fans, specifically Haunted Horse out there in Portland. Shout out to Chris. If you don't know him, he is the one that produced the opening for this season. So, all right, getting back to the comments. Jay, if we get the Friday Night Kings, we should be in a position to get the W. If the Kings that showed up against the Pistons, we will get blown out. Yes, you will. Will the real Sacramento Kings please stand up? Yeah, feels like you could do like a remix to Eminem's song, put some Kings highlights to it. You don't know which Kings team's going to show up, but the last few times, again, the Kings have played well against Oklahoma City. They've beaten them. So I think Oklahoma City is going to have something for the Kings, and I think the start of this game is going to be imperative. If the Kings get behind, it's going to be very hard for them to catch up for the very reasons that I stated off the top. OKC grinds you down. So it's going to be a slower pace. It's going to be a little bit more physical. And if you are playing at their pace today, Jay, then the Kings are going to have a tough time. And I I agree with you that it could be like the Pistons in that case. Yeah, we'll see who gets those minutes. Gabriel, so they both have ankle injuries and they are both out for a couple of weeks. Gabriel's saying, go Niners. Carf, he's saying 34-31. Sea Dogs going Chiefs 27-20. James is saying better defense. Yes. I give the Kings credit though, James. They've started shooting the gaps a little bit more defensively. They're getting out and they're actually defending and denying. On that first pass, at times you've seen De'Aaron Fox knock a couple of those away. Davion Mitchell has had one in recent memory. So the Kings might be bad defensively, but they take charges well, and they're starting to deflect the ball well, which if you know Jordy Fernandez, Kings assistant coach, he is the one that really is the mastermind of the Kings defense. And take it for what it's worth. You can say the Kings defense is terrible, so it's his fault. No, he has to work with the players that he has. And the players he has are not defensive players. And if you listened to Monty McNair's press conference after the trade deadline, there were a couple questions that if you read between the lines that were being asked, hey, is there a conflict between the front office and Coach Brown in terms of the way the Kings are approaching the game? Should they focus on offense where all of their firepower last year was? Or should they continue trying to improve defensively? And Keegan Murray was brought up as an example for that. And it's true. Keegan Murray, his two-way play this year has been very special. Very, very special. And think about from last year to this year, and I maintain his jump in between his first and second year, much bigger than De'Aaron Fox's. I don't care what the stats say, and they're close. The stats are close. De'Aaron Fox, not a better first to second year. Keegan Murray has had a better one. So, and look at where De'Aaron's at now. Tells you something. David, yeah, I know. Kings and Niners, I don't mind it. I know a lot of people are complaining about Kings basketball today and some of the other NBA games going on, but cut the pregame. I mean, how many interviews are you going to watch? I mean, it's been Radio Row coverage all week for almost every show you listen to. So I'm good with some Kings basketball, cutting things up. Jay's throwing his score in as well, 31-27. Andrew, what's up, man? Happy to have you here. Dude, Andrew says 27-27. Okay. Interesting. Anybody out there got some fun prop bets? Anybody doing like the Gatorade color? Anybody doing? There's some really, really funny ones out there. I know the famous one's the coin toss. Tails never fails, by the way. But yeah, those are always fun. You know what else is always really fun? It's going to brunch at Bennett's West Side Grill in Rockland. Yes, that is Bennett's new location in the Blue Oaks Town Center. They also have their other two locations, one in Roseville, the other off of Howe and Fair Oaks. You know the deal with Bennett's at dinner, but don't forget about brunch on the weekends. $44, bubbles and brunch, 2 entrees, bottle of champagne. Get some juice to make your mimosas. Not a better deal in town. And by the way, for your Super Bowl parties today, you thinking about getting some takeout? Go to Bennett's restaurants.com. Check out their menus. They also do large to-go orders. So just ask our guy Rich down in San Diego. I know Bennett's hooked him up and he had nothing but great things to say. Go check out Bennett'sRestaurants.com for more information. I could use some Bennett's right now. I would love some Bennett's brunch. Walt from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Hello, my friend. How's it going? That must be pretty fun. Guerrero, what's up, Michael? He's got the Chiefs 34-24. Mahomes is different when it comes to the playoffs. I know. It's just one of those things. They need a ticket to the dance. They get a ticket to the dance. That's it. Forget about it. But NFL Super Bowl going on today. Kings and Thunder coming up. We talked about turnovers, how important that is. De'Aaron Fox, he had a big game with the assists last game against Denver. That's something that also we need to keep an eye on and something that needs to continue. One other thing that I want to also bring to your attention, I've been watching Malik Monk usually averages, I believe he's in the neighborhood of like 5 assists. And I believe that's right up there for the league lead for assists off the bench, which is why Malik's being talked about for 6th man of the year. But he hasn't been getting as many assists lately because the ball's been in his hand a little bit more. But I also think Davion Mitchell, his shooting's been about the same. I know he hit a big 3 the other night, but Davion Mitchell's been pushing the pace a little more. And that's something different from Davion that for me is refreshing because I'll be fair. I boxed Davion into a certain type of player. You're a spot defender. To be frank, I thought he was robotic on offense. Like you knew exactly where he was going to go before he started his move. And it happens. I mean, any of you that have played sports, sometimes you get into that mindset where it's X's and O's and you forget about just playing the game. But in the last couple weeks, Davion, again, has pushed the pace. He's gotten to the basket and he's gotten to the foul line too. So he needs to make free throws just like the rest of the Kings. And by the way, the Kings shot free throws really well last game against the Nuggets. But that has been a bright spot. So can Davion keep doing that? I'm looking at that. Can that supplement the assist thing with Malik? Can Davion give you a few more of those? Maybe. And I think Mike Brown's going to be forced to look that way because a lot of times teams have gone to a smaller lineup with Sacramento, and Sacramento at times prefers the smaller lineup. So again, if you're just joining the pregame show, Sasha Vezenkov out for a couple of weeks with a sprained ankle. I know he had the ankle issue, came back. Well, he's out again. I'm sure more details will come out on that soon. I know the Sacramento Bee was the first to report that. And then also Chris Duarte, he is out for a couple of weeks. So those are the 2 injuries. And then also Alex Len. I will be very disappointed today if the Kings play JaVale McGee over Alex Len. This is a situation where Sabonis, you remember the last game, had a huge advantage down low. Huge advantage against the Thunder down low. Holmgren could not handle anything that Sabonis was bringing. So why not take that same approach with your second unit? And I think Alex Len, now I'm not saying Alex Len's going to give you what Sabonis gives you, but he plays that similar style of basketball. JaVale McGee, he's more of the athletic, running, jump out of the gym type. Alex Len, more grounded. So, but you know what? I don't want to say grounded because Alex Len's shown a lot, in my opinion, a lot of great athleticism when he's gotten time this year. But this is a game where at halftime, and by the way, Jerry Reynolds and Grant will be here at halftime. And did you guys know, you Niners fans might have a beef with Jerry Reynolds? Think about that. whoever has a beef with Jerry Reynolds, well, if you didn't know, he is a huge Kansas City Chiefs fan. So he's hoping for a Mahomes miracle today. But anyways, getting back to what I was saying, yeah, Jerry will be here at halftime. Grant will be here at halftime. I want to see. I will be upset if at halftime we're talking about JaVale McGee minutes and we're talking about the Kings having issues down low, because Alex Len, this is the opportunity the Kings have to take their brand of basketball to the Thunder and take advantage of Holmgren down low, as opposed to the Kings being reactive. Be proactive. Don't be reactive. So 27, Lautos, 27-24, San Francisco. So Niners fans, let me ask you this, because I'm getting the vibe a lot of you are Niners fans. Niners don't win today. If they don't win today, do you blow it up? I mean, how much longer can you keep this window together? So I think that's interesting. Maybe you don't. I don't think you do. It's your first year in the playoffs with Brock Purdy. But I'm sure some Niner fans are going to be pretty frustrated. And I mean, it's kind of a Buffalo Bills thing. If you guys don't win this one, I know you guys had your streak in the 90s. Just saying. Let's get to Carf. Does Sabonis keep the double-double streak going today? Absolutely. And knock on wood, by the way. I'm not going to Deuce Mason the Kings like you did before the Memphis game. And shout out Deuce. I love you. But I'm not going to jinx it. Yes, it will be intact. I think he may have a triple-double. Agrees with me about Len. Think Brown is underusing him. Yeah. Well, Brown. So Mike Brown was asked about it in his post-game press conference, and the answer was, and I'm going to paraphrase more or less, both guys bring us very positive things. We need them both to stay ready because we will need them at different times. So it kind of coach speak. Get it? So it depends on how they lose. Okay. All right, Albert. All right, Alberto. Adam, he's going KC. He's with me. John, what's up, man? Welcome to the party. I don't think we're going to do a post-game show. So the plan as of right now is no post-game show. Now, if you guys want to change that plan and you guys want to have a place to come after the game and you think you'll actually show up, we'll think about doing it, or I'll think about doing it if the other guys can't do it. So let me know. Andrew, they have to win today or it's all a bust, sadly. There you go. Speaking of the Niners, Guerrero, no. Don't tear it up for the Niners. Purdy is only in his second year. That was kind of the point I made. We're on the same page. If the Kings win, the Chiefs win. Kings used to be in KC. Yes, they did. Very good point by you. You remember the colors they used to be, Adam? Alberto, if Purdy stinks up the joint, blow it up. I'm not worried about Purdy stinking up the joint. And by the way, you're here on the Kings and Thunder pregame show, Super Bowl edition. I don't think it's going to be Purdy that struggles and stinks up the joint. I think the risk that you run, and this is a very generic take because it's right in front of your eyes. But with this Niners team, if somebody on offense gets hurt, their balance seems to be thrown off. The Niners are this $2 million, just amazing sports car. Coolest, fastest, nicest car in the world to drive. When it runs, it is amazing. But when it's not running, it's expensive to maintain. There's a little problem here. There's a little problem there. You can't drive it. That's kind of how I see the Niners. So if Samuel re-injures that shoulder, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Let's get to some more of your comments. Sea-Dog, I'm kind of with you. Does his role in the Super Bowl loss in Atlanta, put him on thinner ice in San Francisco? I guess what I'm asking is, does that big of a blunder carry over to your next job? And would that be part of the consideration? in that decision-making process? Love to know. All right, this is our first double score. 34-31 Chiefs, 127-111 Kings. All right, John, way to bring it. That's funny. Double score. I like it. I'm sure somebody out there is parlaying today. The two games. Mike Brown should use Len Moore against the Pelicans. I agree. You guys are lighting it up. I'm going to keep getting these up. A lot of pressure on the Niners to win. Talk of blowing up or firing Shanahan is way premature. All right. There's another take on it. Let's see. Adam Rhino, take the night off and watch Super Bowl. All right, Adam. There's a vote. Adam saying, kick your feet up, Rhino. Get some Bennett's and watch the game. Red and blue, baby. Yes, indeed. Adam remembers. Guerrero, how about post-game show after the Super Bowl? Can you talk about the Kings and the Super Bowl? Hey, not a bad idea, Guerrero. Not a bad idea. Let me think about that. I know I'm pretty sure Romy is going live. Let me think about that. Still giving me the night off. All right. Kings post-game, Super Bowl pregame show. Yeah, exactly. It is what it is. Have fun with it, right? Have fun with it. John, bring me a post-game show. Even if it's just 10 minutes. All right. So we have a split audience on this. So we'll figure it out. But hey, I also, again, want to remind you, if you guys don't listen to Grant's podcast, everything we do here goes up to his podcast platform. That's if you don't like that. Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You can find my all new podcast. It's free. It's your Kings inside information, keys to the game in under 5 minutes every day. I'm not going to take 30 minutes of your time. That is called The King's Court. Go check that out. There's already 2 episodes up. I would really appreciate it if you give it a listen. Give me some feedback on that. Guerrero hopping back in. Got to remember the Chiefs defense. They're tough, ranked second in the NFL in fewest points allowed. Yeah, they are. But the Niners have a propensity to get away from the run game. So that's one of the things you worry about with 49ers. And the other thing you worry about is, if you're the Niners, can you keep your offense on the field? I know those go hand in hand. If you can run the ball, then the offense stays on the field. But to me, that's the winning formula, because you're keeping Pat Mahomes off the field, even though the Chiefs have a good defense. Can Shanahan match Reed in coaching strategy? A big factor. Good point, Lautos. Good point indeed. Let's see. Mike Dissel. Taylor Swift 27, Niners 24. Refs go full-blown Chiefs whistle. Interesting. You think the refs are going to play a hand in this one, huh? We'll see. Yeah, Andrew, it's funny that you said that. So, okay, I'm being a homer. So above me over here, I've got the coverage on, and I saw Shanahan got to the stadium at 9:30 this morning. 9:30. Whew. That's a long. I get if a player gets there at 9:30, and I mean, you can make the argument he can do whatever he was going to do at the hotel and the stadium, sure. But I don't know, man. As a coach, that's a lot of time. But anyways, this is actually, believe it or not, the Kings pregame show on If You Don't Like That. I'm Ryan in Sacktown. And by the way, I told you about our podcast platforms. Do not forget as well about our YouTube, or Grant's YouTube channel, I should say. That is where all of our King shows go up. You can get exclusive rants. We do special shows there. So maybe even tonight, like Guerrero suggested, a Kings and Super Bowl post-game show. I know tomorrow, I am 99% sure you guys have Sean Salisbury and Grant tomorrow to talk Super Bowl. So I'll see. If nothing else, if you guys think you might want to do it, I may jump on later. It might not be Grant and Jerry. If you want to come on with me, maybe I'll do it after the game, depending on what type of game it is. Jay getting his score in 128, 119. McCaffrey MVP. Love this show. Cool. Tag on the beat. I appreciate it. If it's your first time, welcome here. It'll be much more fun too at halftime when Grant and Jerry are here. So thanks for coming along, Tag. Let's see. I've got to get Tag score up too. 127, 119. No, you know what, Mike? You can't, because I mean, I'm not opposed to giving you a rant, but you can't get a trade deadline rant because I don't have one. I completely agree with what the Kings do. That was my take a week before the trade deadline, that they should stay put. I said, don't overpay, stay put. And they did. And we were, if you want to be frank about it, we were one of the only podcasts, shows in town to be talking about the CBA. We were. And I know Bobby Marks, give him credit. I know I had talked about the CBA in the past, but Bobby Marks put out a great piece on the CBA and how it's going to affect the NBA when it goes into effect this next operating year. And that's really the prime thing that came into play. Monty McNair was asked a few times, and he pointed to that. He pointed to the things that we talked about, losing draft picks in the future. So yeah, I can't rant on it, but I'm happy to give you a rant at some point. Rhino, you can't be serious with that Seahawks gear, dude. Adam, how serious do you think I want to get, dude? Adam. Okay, so Adam says, Rhino, you can't be serious with all that Seahawks gear. Yeah, my bad, dude. My bad, Adam. I'm sorry. Alberto, Ryan's a Seahawks fan. Nothing wrong with that. Ha ha ha. Sean, go Hawks. Andrew. Yeah, I'm just having fun with you guys. All right. It's been a fun show. It's been Super Bowl Kings, but hey, Kings Thunder getting ready to tip off. Gonna send you out to the broadcast. Come back at halftime. Grant, Jerry, right here. I'm sure we're gonna have some fun. There'll be some more shenanigans. But anyways, I appreciate all of you being here. Go Kings, light the beam. We'll see you at the half.